Macy's gonna take a nap.
Welcome to OOF, My Wallet, a production of the TF Talk Network. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more. And follow us on Patreon and all other social channels at TFYLP. Enjoy the show. Hey, everybody out there in TF Talk land. Surprise! OOF, My Wallet has begun, which is basically a iteration off of Ouch My Wallet, which we used to do on Wednesdays, hosted by Rob. But you got me now, because someone asked me to do it, and they thought I wasn't busy enough, and they were right. I'm able to do it. So I got some friends together. I got Lucas.
We're not your friends.
Hey.
I got Anna.
Wait, Paul, does this mean that I'm on a podcast that is a knockoff of another podcast?
Yeah, that's
this
why.
is essentially my dream.
That's why you're here. And we got Rick. Who's having so much fun watching me learn software on the fly in front of people.
We just spent a good 20 minutes watching Paul have a mental breakdown, and I'm just thinking, just wait till the baby gets here.
Oh my god!
Just wait till that happens, and he's trying to change a diaper, and he's like, "Where does this go?"
Yeah, I'm.
What is that?
I'm in for a treat. I promise.
It's leaking again.
It was only 12 minutes of his struggle. I timed
Hey,
it. I always time struggles.
Hey, Paul, is your name New Rob?
No, I mean the thing with Rob is, he just needed to take a break, and this is probably a temporary situation because, as Rick stated and made very public, I am having a future child, and at that point, I will less than likely be able to host this.
Oh,
thing
did they not
regularly. Not many. I mean, it's not a secret. It's not a secret. It's not a scary
Does your
secret.
wife know?
My wife found out recently, but
Okay. Yeah.
it'll be here in a few months. So.
Right.
Did you have a gender reveal party and everything and invite all your friends?
How many people died?
No, it was either an Autobot or a Decepticon, and I'm still leaving that.
That's not a gender, though.
Well, I guess these days it's not. Right? But anyways, welcome to OOF, My Wallet, and what we do here is we talk about toy hauls and items that we've purchased recently that made our wallet say ouch or oof or and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So we'll probably go round robin like Rob used to do it. And who wants to go first?
I have an honorable mention. It's not Transformers related.
There's no rules.
I love Legos. And this is the Mega Bloks. This is the Alien Queen. And it's
cool.
$20.
That looks pretty neat. Is that available at your regular retailer, like Walmart or whatnot? Or?
I got it down at the Walmart.
Oh, okay.
It was wicked great. I found it at the Walmart. Down by Chicopee.
That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, that does look cool. I picked up one of those, but I haven't opened it. It's Mega Constructs, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mega Bloks is rebranded now as Mega Constructs. It's owned by Mattel.
They've been around forever though, and they've always been okay.
The only thing that bothers me, the instructions are never as good as the Lego instructions. They're a little more complicated to follow.
I actually use Lego instructions as the perfect example of how to teach a child how to transition from 2D picture objects to real objects in my child development classes, because they're just so perfectly made. They're such a great example of intuitive, easy to understand instructions.
Yes, everything Lego. Yes.
Leave it to the Danes.
There you go.
Woo!
is that your first? Is that your first?
No, that was an honorable mention.
Oh, so that was a fake out.
Dang.
That was an honor. That was a.
There is no honor here.
That was not an ouch. It was a.
It was
My wallet.
This is a knockoff podcast.
Well,
there is no honor.
I'm here, so I might as well buy something. So.
What are you buying?
I was gonna say Rick hasn't been on for a while. This show could go for a while if you're showing off everything you bought since last time.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna keep it. I'm just gonna keep it weird tonight. I'm gonna go with the first thing here. Bet you don't have this, do you, Paul? Do you?
I do not.
This is a Dark of the Moon, Chinese shockwave head that becomes sandals.
Wow. That is cool.
Officially licensed. I don't know why this exists, but it does. And they picked Shockwave to make it from.
That is incredible. He doesn't even have two eyes. They just split the eye in the middle.
They just split the eye. And
that is really random.
What do you do with this part when you're done with it? Like, do you put the sandals back in after you're done using them, or?
Yeah, I guess so.
I think you pull that part up to your underpants.
Are you actually going to use those sandals, Rick? Or
no, because the Chinese in general, as a culture, I'm a large man, and I know a lot of Chinese people because my wife's all Chinese and stuff. So, no, these would not fit me. These would not fit me. But this is the back, and it's Dark of the Moon, and I have this.
I have never seen anything like that in Transformers.
Yeah.
Look how
this
big
is
that is.
It's huge. Look at it. It's big. It's bigger than my head. I got a pretty big head. It's bigger. It's almost as big as my ego.
I thought that was like a mask or something.
Right. But nope. It's flip flop. And then you can hit people with it. The flip flop. I mean, this is a big piece of flip flop material. You know?
And it's black and white too. It's just everything is weird about that.
It's very odd. It's very odd. So I'm keeping it weird tonight.
There you go.
Cannot follow that up.
I'm gonna throw over to Anna.
Well, was that relative? How OOF was that?
This is more of a OOF. Try and find this.
Yeah.
I dare you.
Yeah, that's not necessarily it cost $500. It's like you had to wait 500 years to find it.
Yeah, guy came back from China. He's like, "Hey Rick, did you need this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, thank you."
Very cool. It's good to have connections.
I'm still baffled.
Anna,
I can't pull that up. Why are you putting this on me?
Now you
hot
must.
tag to Anna.
How am I supposed to pull up freaking sandals out of a face?
I mean,
Sandal face.
If anyone could,
like a character in a Bayverse movie, Sandal face.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think I probably could if I would have known. I had such a challenge tonight, but
you gotta come prepared.
I came with normal toys.
I mean, if anyone can follow that up, I think it's you, because you dabble in the black arts of Surtoys.
I could go the Surtoys route. I was gonna go the really normal route, but I could go the Surtoys route. So fine, I'll go through the dark art of Surtoys I like that phrase you just used because it's positively ridiculous. So I was actually showing this off not too long ago to the book club people who hang out with me on Sundays to have a little book club. And I have to fix it because I threw it on my floor in anger. I actually picked this up off Surtoys a while back. It is
that is fascinating.
2 shades of pink and 1 shade of purple.
That looks like a Tron Macross Plus jet or something.
Yeah, several people have related to Macross, and I find that interesting.
It looks like it came out of the IDW More Than Meets the Eye comic.
Right. So I kind of think of this as Cyclonus' weird sister. because, it's not an official Transformers toy. It's from an entirely unrelated Chinese toy line that just happens to have cool transforming robots that I actually picked up a few of. And I really like the jet mode. I'm not going to transform it on camera because, surprisingly, these wings are all metal.
Could you send me a link to that?
Weighted. Yeah, I can later.
Yeah, because that is amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty fun thing. The robot mode is a little bit bizarre. Like, you can see its chest.
Is there like a package to it that shows the robot mode?
I didn't get it, if there is one. But I can show it off to you later. But the only problem I had with this was it came shipped with the nose cone part. This front part of the ship was not attached. And you have to somehow get it to attach here on this back part. And in getting it to attach, it actually snapped on me. So that was a bummer that it actually did break on me there, because it's actually pretty decent plastic quality and everything. That was just like an impossible part to get together without breaking it for me. So I'm usually very careful, but that one didn't go super well.
You can just get another one, right? Super easy to find.
Right. No, it wasn't too expensive. It took a while to get here, but it wasn't too expensive. This is like a less than $15 figure, so I think it's like a $12 or $13 figure usually.
Well, it looks pretty big, and it has die cast.
It is pretty big.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's do I have anything normal to compare it to size-wise? I am such a weirdo. I just have weird things on my desk.
Catherine in the chat is saying that it's a nail, from the robots.
The unaffiliated.
Yeah, I think it's not affiliated. Yeah, I'll try to get this thing transformed so I can show it to you all, but I'm going to try to transform without breaking it, which is always a trick. It's not that unstable or anything. It's just a little bit, touchy.
How long does it take? Do you think you could transform it and it can go through another toy by the time you're done?
Probably, because I'm slow.
All right.
I'll take a minute. You're next.
Lucas, you want to go, or do you want me to take up the slot?
Yeah, sure, I'll go. One reason I don't like to be on OOF My Wallet or Ouch My Wallet or whatever is you guys always pull out weird stuff, and I always just have like normal, regular stuff. It's like, oh, I got the new thing that came out. So anyway, I will say I was going to show off. So I decided to go in on the DJD after I know we had a whole microcasters reviewing, this guy. And then I also picked up Nickel and the Pet. I haven't opened it yet, but I'm reworking my displays and everything. And so I decided to go back in on the MMC DJD guys.
So who is this guy for the audio listeners?
Which one is this? Helix? Is that? I can't remember. Is that the actual IDW name or MMC name? I was gonna say I know Catherine and Randall probably will say which ones they are. I can't remember off the top of my head. Is it Helix? Is that the IDW name?
I think that's the official name.
Yeah. Okay, so I can't remember what the MMC name is on this. Where's the box?
Is that one Moores? One of them's Moores.
Oh, that's it. It's Moores. Yes, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Zoldron's saying Helix was the official name in the canon.
So this is like a huge, beefy figure. So you can definitely take somebody out, with this. It's a solid chunk of plastic and whatnot. So it's one of those ones that if you, need to, go after an intruder or something like that, you can just grab this and knock them on the head or whatever. But it's probably one of MMC's most impressive figures as far as for the reformatted line. It's painted really well. It feels really good and all that. So I'm really excited. Their Torter is coming out, which is like the last member of the DJD, and so he should be here anytime. So I know Rob's had him for a couple weeks, but he got him directly from Planet Steel Express. Whereas like I'm waiting for one of the U.S. Retailers to get them in.
So what's the OOF on that?
This one is pretty expensive. I think it was at 180, I believe.
Oh, that's cheap. I thought it was going for around the 250 mark.
Not quite, no.
I mean, it's harder. I think Big Bad still has it in stock, but he's actually kind of hard to find in stock now. So he might
already, huh?
He could be.
I mean, it's so big that I'm like, I would expect that to be 200 or more as a non-third party like aficionado. But.
And that was one of the reasons I hadn't gotten him is just because, spending the money and whatnot. But I sold some things, and so I said, okay, well, I guess I'll, since I sold some Transformers, I can buy some Transformers. Buy some more. So
yeah, but the problem is when you sell something, then you don't have it anymore.
Yeah. So what do you do with that gaping hole in your life, Lucas?
I know. I feel food, but
How do you live with yourself?
Unfortunately, my wife doesn't allow me to put my Transformers across the entire basement. So like I have one room, not like, the whole run of the house. So, so I have limited space.
If you were to walk into my house, you would not be able to tell that I have anything pop culture related in my life whatsoever. It is a very conservative, minimalist household. And then you get into the basement, it's like, I can't walk. There's like a little path between display cases.
There's some similarities in our lives, Rick, but I must admit.
Right. So.
Well, that's a pretty cool thing. I haven't really messed with a lot of those third-party figures, the DJG specifically, and it's interesting to see how big those last two guys really are. They went all the way.
Right. Yeah, and MMC, I mean, these figures are really good quality. I mean, I think they did a great job on it. So, I mean, I know for some people that don't collect third-party, I mean, Hasbro's never going to do the DJD or do them right,
never say never at this point. Never say never.
Yeah, I guess you're right, but at least for now they haven't. So I mean, I don't feel bad about doing third party for these kind of guys.
I mean, I thought Hasbro would never release the Golden Lagoon exclusives from 3 years ago. Wrong, Paul. Right. Wrong. Sold
now
out.
You're impressed.
Sold out. 5 seconds.
It's like, why? But they.
Yeah,
and the only reason I need to get them is for the stupid box, and they were sold out.
Yep. That stuff went incredibly quick. Well, my turn as the host. I got something that I don't think any of you guys have because you don't care about the Red series.
I care about the Red series.
I haven't
got it yet.
Yeah. I haven't. The Red series is not dropped by at least in my local Walmart.
He's not done shooting us with this toy yet.
I got the Red.
Red Dead Redemption. Yeah. So So each Walmart is getting. It seems like 2 cases, or maybe it's 1 case of 6 of these, because if you find them on stores, there's usually 2 sets of the 3, which is Megatron, Soundwave, and Optimus. And from what I've seen, is the Optimus is nowhere to be found. It's always like gone, but the Megatron is still around, which is weird because it's the only one that has like the ab crunch, which is actually kind of cool on it. Like it actually clicks. I thought it was just going to be like a loosey-goosey joint, but it has a pretty significant stationary click. So they each are a little unique, and they're way more hefty than I expected. Like this is actually like, I don't know, almost like 12 ounces. It's heavier than a regular Deluxe or a Voyager, and you can do the Spaceballs mode, President Scroob, beam me up, Scotty mode, which you usually can't do that with your Transformers. I'm trying to open the chest here, but I'm having a little trouble. There we go. So he can, you can put the Matrix in there. It looks okay.
Okay.
The one thing I'd say about these is they look kind of like retro old as soon as they come out of the package. Meaning they almost seem like they're aged in a way. Like the whites are all a little off-white and they're not 100% consistent with the plastic colors and stuff. And they feel weird for me as a Transformers collector, but I think if I collected Marvel Legends and like handled them a lot, it would probably be similar to those. Just like the plastic is softer than like a regular Transformer.
Mm-hmm.
But they all have like double jointed legs, and you can do a good amount of posing with these. I mean, they're okay. They're not a Reveltech by any means, but
for the price you're paying for them, you're getting a lot for that price.
yeah, for $20, I think you're getting more than like a regular Marvel Legend too, because like the best thing about these is they all have giant platform feet. So if you knock over your shelf and you have a bunch of these, they're all just gonna like wobble. They're like earthquake proof. But you hit a shelf of Marvel Legends and it's domino land. So good for us. So yeah,
Is it back
$20.
All right.
Pretty good.
Doesn't it come
if you
with
can
a
find
few
them.
extra hands?
Yeah. And what's interesting to me is from a packaging perspective, there's a blister with the figure, and then there's like on the side, they separate another small, skinny blister, which has all the accessories in it. So it's actually like kind of, I don't know, it's like kind of premium packaging, I feel like. I figured it was all one big blister, but it's not.
These are equivalent to Marvel Legends. So to me, it's like, I kind of wish they came carded. But this is like the same standard Transformers box, pretty much, that Siege and War for Cybertron and Earth Wars is in.
Well, it's different though, because that's like
it's slightly different,
it's
but
not
it's
an
like
octagon.
It's almost the same
hexagon.
dimensions. Like if you were to put them in a container.
Well, it's a little more awkward because it has the extra. It's a trapezoid, is what it is.
Oh.
It doesn't have the flat end on it like a Siege box would. So it's very close, but I've actually tried to package them up in boxes, and it's actually mildly annoying at the shape they are because nothing else is quite like it. So.
It kind of reminds me a little bit of the older Marvel Legends packaging. Like those were kind of trapezoid as well.
I bet you anything, 2 years from now, this first wave comes out again carded.
Yeah.
I
agree.
G1 style cards.
Oh, that would be cool. That would be really cool.
Yeah, 2 years from now, because they did that with like the Black Series, and they're doing that with like the latest wave of Spider-Man figures, and like they did the old Toy Biz Avengers.
Yes, they did.
All right, is it back to me?
It will be in a second. Before we go to round two, I think Anna's got. We need to see the fruits of your labor.
Yeah, whatever this thing is transformed and is here for all to see. Ta-da!
That is bizarre.
So it has a pretty cool face, I think. It's weird looking. It has, this back part, unfortunately, like I said, it broke off, so I have to hold it on there. It can be posed with it in a decent pose. The arms are very limited in posability. Like, the shoulders are weak, and they just kind of move like that. And you can get a little bit of elbow inward. And the wrist swivel.
Yeah, it's definitely a nail.
And the legs have, decent articulation, but they have these giant kibble wings on the side that are metal.
I mean, what's that game you were trying to get me to play? Phantasy Star?
It looks like something that can come from Phantasy Star, yeah.
It reminds me of that with all like the weird super kibble stuff.
It reminds me the most of Xenogears, which is a very old video game reference. But hey,
Wouldn't it be cool if we just walked around with like giant leg kibble?
Yeah, cool is the word I'd use for that.
These are my wings and my tires. I got tires hanging off my legs.
So I honestly like it. Like, I think it's pretty cool. It's not my kind of thing because it doesn't pose super well. I usually like toys that pose really well. So this is kind of an oddity for me. but I don't know. I kept looking at pictures of it and thinking about how like unique it was and how I wanted to have something that's unique. I might actually put it up in jet mode because I actually really like the jet mode. I think it looks cool.
I think
All
it's a
right.
bit preposterous for you to say that is not your kind of thing. But, but with that, we can move on to round 2. With
No. We're not done with Anna yet.
Oh.
Jeez, thank you,
I
Fred.
need to propose a question to you.
Great.
How do you feel about Beast Wars figures?
I like Beast Wars.
Just because you mentioned the posability, and I'm like, compared to G1, Beast Wars was like revolutionary in its posability overall. There were some G2 figures that had that ball and socket joint.
I have a lot more Beast Wars posed on my shelves right now than I do G1.
There you go.
I have almost no G1 on my shelves. They're like shoved in a closet, in a shelf inside of a closet.
It's a closet inside of a shelf.
Yes, and some of my Beast Wars is right behind me in its own little shelf because I think they're worth displaying. Because they pose!
That's why I asked. All right. Well, I'm going to keep it weird again.
I'm not. Normal.
Any idea what this is, Paul?
Is that a bag?
This is...
Stadium
it's
seat?
one of those... It's like a stadium seat?
It's a stadium seat from San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh.
From the Transformers the movie panel. And these were in... it wasn't Hall H, but that's the big hall. However many... All the seats that were there had this on there, and somebody grabbed it and put it on the eBay, and I'm like, it's mine. So I have this now.
Yeah, and it's got at that time, those were like radically different logos too.
I know.
It's like the 4-point Decepticon eye logo.
Yep. Yeah, they had to make that different. So anything that has this logo, Bay gets a cut of that.
Oh.
That's how they know he gets his 25 cents.
So do you know who sat on that?
I don't know who sat on this, but they described it as mint condition, and it's in pretty good shape. I haven't sat on it personally. I don't intend. Well, you know what?
So you're saying maybe it was someone Irish that sat on it?
No, it's being broken in.
Whoa! Used.
Now it's a lot thinner.
I think that's the first time anyone has sat on the product that they showed off.
Maybe.
On Oof and Ouch the Wallet.
That's true.
That's cool though. That's a piece of history.
It's a weird thing, like 20 years from now, what the heck is that? Oh, that's a cushion from the Transformers movie panel.
Well, when you meet an untimely death and I get that from you, I'll be like, Rick Alvarez sat on this.
Untimely. I got this because I needed something to go with. Do you remember when they first announced the movie? They had the big truck with the canvas over it.
Yeah.
Well, above it, they had 2 gigantic banners. I have those banners. So I'm like, you know what? I needed this to go with the banners.
Now you just need the truck.
That's right.
Do you remember? Someone stole the license plate off of it, and there was a big to do. Like, whoever stole the license plate off Optimus Prime, can you please return it?
No, I don't. I never heard about the license plate, but at BotCon 2007, people are just awful. They stole the bolts off the wheels of the Optimus truck.
Maybe that was it.
Which is even worse.
Yeah. Because
you need those to move the truck. So that was a big problem.
Well, not all of us in this fandom are completely altruistic. So bad things do happen.
There's just shitty people in this world.
So which side did you choose? Which side did you sit on?
Even though, you know what? I put my face on the Autobot because I'm a Decepticon. All my tattoos are Decepticon and Predacon based, so I'm a bad guy.
Nice.
Duh.
Like it. It's the way to be. Okay, I guess, Anna, what else you got?
Is it my turn again? Yeah. All right. Do I have to keep doing weird things, or do I get
No,
to do
you can
things?
do whatever you want,
Your manifest destiny, whatever you want.
It's oof my weird tonight.
Gosh, you're challenging me, but I just don't have my weirdest stuff today. Like, I don't have any calculation keys to show off.
I'm saving the best for last.
Well, I'm saving the best for last too, but that is weird. But it's weird that everyone knows it's coming.
Good thing I'm actually going last.
No, you're not.
Mm-hmm.
Rick and I are. We're fighting for it.
Okay.
So I'm going to show off my Athena. So this is probably the closest thing to an accurate Minerva toy we have right now.
Yeah, and the headmaster functions, right?
The headmaster functions sort of like it's got some flaws to it, but it's there. It's good.
With the power readings? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I think so. I think they actually flip out for her. Well, okay, so kind of. So like the headmaster doesn't activate the power reading, opening the chest does. So you can see it actually spring up when I open the chest.
That's an okay workaround.
So it's a little bit of a cheap out, but
still though, I mean, okay. You want to maintain that posability, so you probably wouldn't have the head articulation. You probably couldn't swing it 360 degrees if you had a account for it pushing those stats down.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is a very posable toy. Like, it poses very well. For me, it looks a little odd in some poses just because of the way the arms are made, but I still really like it. The fingers have 2 joints instead of 1. So you can get some extra posing out of those. And she can wave with really long hands. So it's pretty cool. I like the car mode quite a bit. It looks really good in the car mode, and you can put the pilot in it.
You mean driver?
Mode. No, it's a car pilot.
Yeah, that's that was, a lot of people were interested in that figure, and I was kind of shocked to see the TFCon exclusive be the Windblade, that came from it. Although I actually liked that.
It looked good.
I thought so.
It's not for me, but it looked good.
See, I'm all about the weird repaints, but that just did not work for me. I did not like the Windblade look on this particular toy, but that was just me.
I mean, it looked like her, but
enough.
Well, and you already have one of that mold too, so
yeah,
I do. I have one of that mold, and I have a Windblade toy, so I didn't need it.
Yeah, I'm waiting for a masterpiece Windblade.
So
that would be wild.
This figure was a little bit like pretty reasonably priced. I think, wasn't it like
it's
$65 or something like that? So I mean, did you say, like, do you think it's a pretty good figure, especially for the price? Or
so here's the thing with it. Like, I really do like it. I think it's good. It's just that because of other things I've gotten recently, it gets overshadowed just because it doesn't feel as much like a toy you're supposed to play with. Like, it just feels a little more like a toy you're supposed to pose once and display. Like, it's not model kit plastic, but it's closer to that kind of feel. It's closer to that kind of like, it's a little chalkier, a little less. I don't know. It just doesn't feel as much like a toy I'm supposed to play with. I don't know how else to word it. When I mess with the legs, they come on clipped in places and things like that. So, that's kind of the problem with it. But I still really like it because I've wanted a Minerva figure for freaking ever. And I'm not going to pay zillion dollars for an original one that I think is ugly. And I wasn't going to pay for any of the customs either. So I decided to go for this one. And I think it's definitely worth getting. And like Catherine said in the chat, for the price, it's really good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pull the head off, but the head is very, it's in there. Maybe the head will come out. Maybe it won't. Nah, it's going to stay on. But I swear it's a headmaster. It's a real headmaster. And the little guns come off the sides, and they transform. They have little gun handles. It's pretty cool.
Oh, they actually transform. That's cool. I did not
know that. They pulled out. That's about
Paul,
right. They're doing all
what?
3 of them. So all 3 of the Headmaster Juniors.
Paul, let me ask you, why is it that you don't collect or partake of third party?
Oh, I mean, I have some. Like, I actually have almost every. I could have. I still could show off some crazy third party thing I got. But I was gonna just show off Hasbro stuff tonight.
Okay, I thought you were against the whole revolution.
I chide the whole thing quite a bit. I find every chance to, point out their flaws and hypocrisies. But I mean, what am I? I know they're gonna keep existing, and I buy some of the stuff.
Okay.
I appreciate a lot of it. I just kind of wish it didn't exist. It's just.
It was a
I
pain.
was
Just like
once
waiting
like
for
that.
her to like break it. Yeah.
I was once like that.
I mean, I was the opposite originally. I used to do third-party toy reviews, like at the very forefront of the whole thing. But
You did.
things change. Things change. Like, ouch to oof. So you said it was about $60. So that's like maybe an oof. That's still a lot of money.
Yeah, it's definitely more than I should be spending on toys.
That's a more of a. I guess I'm not going to go out to eat lunch this week.
This year. Oh, and I have it.
Hey.
There we go.
There's my extra toy money.
Oh, there's a ab crunch on that too, huh?
Oh yeah, there is, yeah. Yeah, it's very posable. And like Catherine said, the head is actually really posable in bot mode when you make the person mode that comes off of it. And she looks like she's supposed to too. Like it looks like Minerva's outfit from when she is the headmaster. The only thing I really don't like is to transform into robot mode. You actually have to take off this head crest.
Oh.
And it stores in the car mode. So there's a spot for it, but it does mean that the headmaster kind of parts forms. Which,
still,
for some people really fires them up.
Yeah, but still, though, I mean, look at the engineering in that thing versus, a G1 Minerva.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no contest.
G1 Minerva was a poop. This is not a poop. This is
Who
fine.
cares if there's a little, part forming?
It's pretty cool. It's not too hard to transform either. It's reasonable. So I'd say it's a pretty reasonable mid-range toy. And it's not small either. I'll put it by a deluxe.
Well, I feel like the need to address this comment from Unicron's Hole. I haven't seen my collection in years. The last child turns 18 in 3 years. Maybe they can come out and play then. So what are you doing watching this show?
He's living vicariously.
If that's the case, that is awesome.
We're getting, never mind.
We feel for you, man. Unicron's Hole, you gotta, in 3
Patient.
years you can
get your priorities straight, man. Come on.
It's too bad you can't play with your toys.
First?
That's it. Yes, putting your family first, always a good choice. Never a bad one.
Lame.
All right, do we want to go me? All right, so on my list of new things that I got here, I got a gigawatt.
Nice.
So,
jumping gigawatts.
Yeah, I guess gigawatt, whatever you call them.
It's gigawatt.
The Back to the Future car guy. So I really enjoy these releases. Like I really liked Ectotron. I thought he was really well done for what he is. Love the packaging and whatnot. And the same thing continues with this guy. So, and I canceled my what's the other Maverick or whatever, so I don't have to be disappointed by that one. But this is a really fun figure.
Don't you need the trilogy? You got Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, and then Top Gun. So like that's the holy trilogy of the 80s.
I'll just wait for the next one. But yeah, no, like it's a really done deco. Like they have some paint back here, like with the back of the car. They have the little Mr. Fusion that comes with it. I mean, they went all out. I'm really glad that like originally they're showing that the windows were clear and they're not. They're tinted. So it's I think it's a really done well done figure, and I I have no complaints.
So let me just generally surmise that Paramount makes Transformers movies. Paramount owns Star Trek. Star Trek and Transformers have had an IDW crossover already.
I would take
I'd
it
be good with it.
You know, I could,
Make
yeah,
it so.
I'd be good with it.
It
I'd
would
like
need to be
a,
really big.
I'd like a
That's it.
next gen Enterprise and a Voyager and maybe a Discovery.
I mean, the thing that's nice about these is like I just feel like that these newer figures are much better like figures than like what the older like the Star Wars Transformers and stuff like that. Like, and part of it is they're making up a new character that doesn't necessarily have
Well-
to be. It doesn't have to look like anything.
Here's the thing.
That's the sideswipe mold too. They didn't
Right.
start with. They didn't make an all new toy.
Right.
The Star Wars Transformers were not designed by the Transformers team. That's the thing.
Oh, okay.
Clearly.
They were designed by the Star Wars team without Takara.
That would make a difference.
That's why they're the way they are. I mean, the same set of Animorphs, but
The alt modes on those Star Wars figures look good. It's just the bot modes are kind of, you know.
yeah.
There's
So
there's a lot that
yeah.
wasn't great about those. That
Yeah.
they could have zigged instead of zagged, but we got what we got. Unfortunately,
You know,
this
a
is
lot
more
of-
successful.
Yeah.
For sure.
This works, and it's a new character, so okay, it would be a hard sell if it was an existing character forced into the DeLorean mode.
Correct. So I really like it though.
If they do the Enterprise, it's canonically supposed to be Fortress Maximus, right?
Yeah, but that was the Enterprise A, so I imagine the Enterprise D would be like Omega Supreme, maybe, or Deep Space Nine would be Fortress Maximus. So I don't know. You know what? I just want an Enterprise D and a Voyager because Picard is the best captain. End of story.
Sure.
Sorry, Shatner.
I was going to mention I got this on GameStop, and I think that they're still in stock there. So if someone's looking for them now, you know, go to GameStop and order from there.
Oof, my wallet is in no way sponsored or affiliated with GameStop.
Yeah, I think this is probably the first figure I've actually gotten from there. But yeah.
You know, it's funny. 5 years from now, we're going to be like, guys, has it been 5 years since GameStop went out of business?
Oh yeah.
Aww.
We keep saying that though. I don't know. They
Tears.
managed to hold on.
Well, it's incredible that they got like an early shipment of Gigawatt. You know,
But I have so many mediocre memories of GameStop. Please don't take it away.
the one down the street from me is completely boarded up with wood, but with a sign that says "We're open, we swear." And
I can almost see. I have a GameStop down the street. I can almost see the next GameStop from that store. It's like a Starbucks. Everywhere you look around here, there's another GameStop.
Well, about the Gigawatt, like I have this kind of sinking feeling that Walmart is gonna forget that however many people ordered that 1985 version of the toy, because they only have one listing, and the ship date just changed because I was lucky enough to be able to get one. The ship date just changed to what the ship date is for the regular version, and so my guess is that there's not two listings; they're the same listing. So my guess is that they're just gonna forget that this like shipment of the 1985 versions was supposed to be separate, and just disperse them out randomly with anyone that pre-ordered from Walmart. It's a theory.
Wait, hold on. You're telling me that Walmart Walmart's online pre-ordering system is not bulletproof here.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
Of course. It's just the cherry on top for how completely bone diggity this whole experience was with Gigawatt on Walmart. So
I feel like all of these
1985.
retailers try to one up themselves, with their offerings. Like Amazon is like, hey, why don't I go ahead and just slap a label straight on the box? Like before they put it in a bubble mailer or whatever, and now they're just like, screw it. We're not even going to do that. We're just going to stick it straight on the box.
What's going to happen next is Amazon's going to take the figures out of the box and put the figures in a bubble mailer and just send you that.
They're just going to drive up in the van and then open it and throw the figures on your doorstep.
I can see that.
Just going to chuck them.
I hope not.
All right.
It's my turn.
Let's move on to Paul.
It's my turn. I haven't been keeping the lasso onto you guys very well. Okay, but
Show's
I'm gonna
running a little long, Paul.
not even. We're only at 45.
Hey, I'm on East Coast. I'm on East Coast time, baby.
Yo, you said you wanted to go more than 3 rounds, dragging it out. These
Only
are
wanna go
not
3 rounds.
that interesting, but they are kind of novel. These are the battle call toys of Starscream and Megatron,
Ooh.
which they are Cyberverse toys, Boohoo, but this is like
Those aren't out yet.
Yeah, they are. I got them on
Oh, are
Amazon.
they?
Got them on Amazon for like
I
retail.
just got the. Is that these ones you mean?
No, that's an Ultra Class. This is a Battle Call Trooper.
Oh,
class.
is that the voice activated one?
Yeah, I still don't
Okay.
really understand how the voice activation thing works, but apparently they have
Hello?
batteries.
Yeah. Hello.
I mean, they have LEDs in them
That's cool.
that are, I guess these are voice activated somehow. Oh, yep, see, there it goes. But I'm not sure what it's supposed to do. And they got these spark armor things. But Starscream comes in his Cybertronian jet mode, and he has like this weird tail thing. Sorry, I'm not used to showing stuff on screen and it's backwards. So, and they come with the spark armor stuff that you can just like take off if you want. But as you see, the LEDs in the Transformer. After many, many years, we have LEDs, and this is the execution of them. Not so great.
I want to put those on my Christmas tree instead of Christmas lights.
Yeah.
So when you yell at your Christmas tree, they'll light up.
It'll flash. How cute.
Megatron's kind of interesting because he has a Galvatron helmet, as you can see. It's definitely supposed to be Galvatron. And he's got these cool death scythes, which I've never seen him have those before. So he can
he's a grass cutter.
Yeah. Or you could say they're ice picks. He could be a mountain climber.
He's a farmer.
Prime! I'm here to harvest your wheat.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that sounds violent.
these are pretty cheap, and I would, I'm assuming these will show up in stores, but I didn't want to risk it with these characters, so I think these are the last of the Trooper Wave Battle Call toys, so snatch them up if you want.
How much were
crappy
those?
toys. I think they are 20 a piece. Yeah, it might be.
They're like deluxe sized, right?
No, it's like
They're 25
Slightly
a
bigger.
piece.
they're 25. Okay, yeah, so they're even more because that LED extra $5. But these
And they
are
don't
bigger than
have
deluxe.
a lot of joints, right?
Yeah, they're pretty limited. I mean, Starscream can take a dump if he needs to,
Does
but
he-
there's not
That's
too much.
important. Do they actually transform?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just haven't transformed them.
It's with Cyberverse, you never know if it's going to be like, one of his arms transforms a little bit and a leg turns upside down, and that's all you get.
Yeah, it actually transforms. It looks like, they're just like slightly upscaled versions of the Warrior class
Yeah, I
toys.
figured.
Cool.
It actually looks nicer than I expected it to, like by a long shot. I don't think I could pay $25 for it, but it's still cool.
Yeah, that's a thing that's like if those were like $15, I'd probably I'd be like, oh well, I'll get it for my kids or whatever. But it's like my kids don't really care that much, and $25, my kids would be like, can I just have a Switch game?
Well,
I thought you were going to say Switchblade.
That's the battle Hasbro is entrenched in.
Well, thanks for letting me know. I just got them off Amazon.
Yeah, I mean, I think these are gonna be hard to find. In all reality, I don't know. Target might be like, you know what, we're not carrying those. Peace, because they're the only ones that carry this stuff. Anyways,
you know who was hard to find, at least around my area, was Rack and Ruin.
Oh.
And I ended up getting. I bought one, but I have to have one sealed and then one to open, and then I couldn't find a second one for months. So I got a buddy in England to get me one, and then sure enough, now they're all over the place.
Dems, de breaks, dog.
Do either of you guys have the ultra version of Wolf Face, Thunderhowl?
Yes. I see him around here a lot. Do you need him?
No, I'm just curious if he's good.
Oh, I haven't opened them yet.
Because I ended up really liking Thunderhowl.
I would imagine this one's better.
Yeah, but it doesn't look as right.
I mean, the
Ultra
they
looks
kind of look
brighter.
like the same figure almost.
Okay, maybe
they
there's
really look
less
like they're
difference.
the same figure.
Maybe there's less difference than I thought.
Well, I
was being seduced by the Ultra one.
I don't have any sound effects queued up just yet, but I would probably have a round 3 fight at this point, because this is our third round, probably our final round.
All right, let's get this over with.
Rick, what do you got?
Show me what you got. Anna, Maximal or Predacon? Quick.
Maximal.
All right. So I've got some beads.
All right, we're keeping it PG.
I've got some beads here. These little keychains transform. This one's a condor. This one turns into a guy. And this one turns into a lion. There's 3 Maximal ones, and there's 3 Predacon ones as well.
Now,
just repaints.
What?
And these are clear
eggs or something?
They're not eggs. They're not eggs. They're round. They're balls. They're completely round. And these are from the original Beast Wars, not Beast Wars 2. So these are circa 1995.
So they're from that period.
Right.
How complex are they actually, like as toys?
Pretty complex. The Condor one is the one that's the most interesting to me, because the Condor one looks oddly similar to the Diaclone Condor ball. There was a ball from Diaclone that was a Condor, and this looks like it's the same transformation, but it's a new figure. But it's the same exact transformation, and it's got the little bit on it to attach a keychain to it. So these are. It's a weird thing. These are just weird.
So you think those are somewhat derivative of those original?
I think
things?
Yeah, I think, and so yeah, I think all 3 are. They looked at the originals because there's a lion one too, and I'm like 50-50 on if there was a guy, but there was a lion and there's a condor, and the transformations are like dead on to the original 70s items, early 80s, and these are just new interpretations.
So
using those vintage ideas for transformation.
So where does that land on the UFO meter? That seems like one of those, another hard to find thing, more so than a price thing.
I think it's a hard to find thing. I'd say, a good bill and a half. It was 125
for all of it.
For the 6, yeah.
Well, and they're sealed and they look like they are brand new.
Carded, one card's got a, bent to it, but
I would actually love a nice photo of that Beast Wars Japanese logo, because it looks like it's pretty clean on there. I've had trouble finding that logo recently. So, just saying. Yeah, that particular logo. There's a few versions of it online, but they're like all like 32 pixels wide.
You'll have to come over one day.
Right.
I invited the wiki over to come over and just photograph everything, and they're like, I would need to stay there for a whole week.
Well, they would, and They're not quite as social as us.
No, I like the wiki guys, especially Greg.
I think I know Matt.
I know Matt. Matt Moylan, right?
No, not him. He's the illustrator. But
Maybe I haven't met Matt, but I know Greg. Greg's a good guy. All right, Anna, last round. What you got?
I want to say goodnight to Unicron's Hole. They say goodnight.
Bye.
I'm sorry, we don't have time for that.
Oh, fine. That was my turn.
You've got
my turn was saying goodnight. My turn was politeness.
I'm sorry.
Boned.
All right, so finally on TFYLP.
Oh.
Finally talk about Nicey. After all these years,
she comes
all
with
these
a sword?
ages, she comes with a cool sword.
Anna, as a feminist, a woman, believes in. I mean, I'm a very liberal guy, right? I go to standouts and I have all sorts of yard signs. And how do you feel about that representation?
It's really difficult for me. Really difficult for me, Rick. Because, like in my professional life, I study prejudice and discrimination and sexism.
Yeah.
And specifically, I cover things in my classes like sexism in video games and fantasy. So it's like, this is definitely that line.
Now you have something to bring into the class.
Right. I can definitely use this as an example. Like, do y'all want to see just how sexualized toys get sometimes?
Right. What you do is you bring her in car mode, and then as you're giving your talk, you're transforming her, and then when you make your final point, you put her in robot mode right there next to you.
Just slam her down on the table.
Yep.
This is what you get these days.
Sounds like a TED Talk in the works.
Yeah. Well, anyway, her car mode is actually really cool. Like, it looks good. And the whole toy is in this kind of like pearlescent finish. So like the white and the pink are both like this kind of shiny pearlescent look to it. And as a car, it looks super cool. And as a figure, it looks super cool. Like, I mean, I know that I want to hold her up, but it's going to feel like I'm holding up not her face, but whatever. I'm trying to show the face, not the other part.
Is that one of the figures where the part is removable?
The part? The chest?
The chest plate, yes.
The chest is in fact removable. It does come with an alternate chest that is made more plush and soft.
Oh, no.
Yes, it's really embarrassing to own. It's the most embarrassing toy I've ever bought, but hey, whatever.
I mean, it is like historically significant if you can consider third-party toys that way, because we haven't had whatever. Is that Doshin or something? Is it, what's that called?
Doshin?
Yeah, like the super. It's not like, I don't know. I'm not into that stuff, so I don't really know. But it's like very human proportioned, in ways that we don't usually get with robots, and it pulls off both modes pretty good. Which, I mean, I gotta give it the slow clap for that. No matter what.
Yeah, it stopped being RC at some point in development because it originally had an RC head. And, it's definitely based on RC. But at some point, they took out the RC head. So she just comes with a slightly more disturbing head and the normal one.
See, the problem with that is, where does that fit on your shelf, though? Like, what do you put
Everywhere.
that next to? Like, what figures are adjacent to that when you're displaying it?
Have you seen Anna's collection?
Anna's collection is eclectic.
Yes.
If I had the display, I'd put it with the Kiss Player stuff, more so for what it represents than what it visually relates to.
Yeah, I mean, I have a few Kiss Players things, so it's
just like here's controversial. Here's the controversial shelf just to exist. So enjoy it.
I do like my controversial shelf. Yeah, like I said, the toy totally makes me uncomfortable because I am definitely a, very liberal, very progressive prejudice researcher. But here I am with this really sexualized sort of kind of RC toy. But it's really good. So Catherine said in the chat, it's a fantastic figure, a supreme articulation. And like, she's entirely right. Like, this thing is really well articulated. All the joints are really good. It comes with multiple hands. Everything's sculpted nicely. Everything looks good. The plastic feels good. The color on it's really super cool. It holds all sorts of poses. Comes with, it comes with a gun for an option. You can take off this back top part. And
please don't take anything off. Oh, okay.
This actually
Yes.
will either
Okay.
turn into like waist armor. Instead, you can take off the two ends and turn it into waist armor, which looks really goofy. Or you can actually kind of fold it around. It turns into a little like crossbow that she puts on her hand, and then she has an arrow she can pull back to, which is
I
kind
mean,
of
it
cool.
sounds like a really good figure.
It's
the
a
design,
really good figure.
yeah, the engineering it seems top notch. I just, I'd like to handle the figure just to see how it feels and how the joints are and to try the transformation. But
you can't even see that without it sounding disturbing.
I have daughters, and I just couldn't get away with owning that. Like, where could I put that in my basement where they don't say, "Hey, Dad, what? You know what? I'm going upstairs."
It comes in an extremely embarrassing box. I'm just gonna say that. Like, it comes in a box, and the box's photo, instead of being the whole robot or her face, it is her chest. And I had it stored under my desk one day when my husband came in to talk to me for a second, and he saw it, and he was just like, "Why do you have a picture of boobs under your desk?"
Is it my birthday? Oh, well.
And I was like, bad packaging. See you later.
I mean,
bye.
it does look tasteful. Like, the package looks well designed. Like, it was all intentional.
It's totally tasteful as long as you don't use it in non-tasteful ways.
No, she's wearing a bikini. She's decoed to look like she's wearing a bikini.
Yeah, definitely.
And like, I have a problem with that with like comic books too. Like, I'm not repressed or anything, but like, hypersexualizing people in general, men or women, it's bizarre to me. It's just weird because
it is bizarre, but she's a robot.
Like that. And yeah, but who would design a robot to look like that? That's the thing. If we're pretending that there's a planet out there with robots, and
they look like that.
This Prime has a square on his chest, right? Where does this come into play?
Yeah, no, it's super weird. But, it's the first toy by Big Firebird Toys, which is, I guess, a new company. They haven't really shown to be anyone else yet. Yeah, and they have other toys coming out.
It's all fans' toys. Everything is fans' toys.
Sure. They have a, really mech-looking robot. A lot of people have been saying it looks kind of like a Zone of the Enders type reference or something. And it is super cool looking. Like, it's the opposite of Nicey. Nicey is this weird, cringy, sexualized thing, and then it is this really fancy looking robot. And then they also have a magical girl combiner that is not as ridiculous as Nicey, but still a little bit on the
it's very stylized.
Yes.
It's not so much sexualized as it is stylized.
It's on the border of being cute instead of disturbing. Yeah. And it's pretty cool. So I'm hoping that all their toys have the same quality. Yeah. Because this is probably the most embarrassing thing they'll release.
Yeah, the transformation is interesting. So
yes.
For that I'd like to transform that figure a couple times and see how it works.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, the backpack turning into the crossbow, I think that's a really cool idea for that.
Good accessories. It parts forms a little bit. Either all RCs either complete shell formers or partial parts formers.
Yeah. Now, can she ride that as a skateboard?
No.
All right. So here's the real test. When you transform that, can she roll across a table?
Did I roll her? I think so.
That's the test I always do with every figure. Will it roll?
It's important. It's an important test, and I think so. I think so.
All
So
right.
I'm happy with it. It's embarrassing, but I'm happy with it.
Lucas,
All
do
right.
you have any comments on Nicey?
They just make me feel weird. Like I own the Fans Project, the Dinobot gals, which I ended up selling to Anna because I felt weird about those too. So, it's just
I
it's
feel
not
weird
for
about
me.
owning those too because I broke one instantly.
Yeah, no, I owned it for a while and I was like, oh, these are great. They're totally solid, no issues. And then I gave it to, or I sold it to Anna and then she immediately broke them. So.
Catherine and Zaldron are saying that Nicey rolls real nice. So,
Soldron.
Yeah, she
There you
does.
go.
No, she's really good. Like, there's nothing wrong with this figure other than it probably disturbs you.
well, I'm not. I mean, you were pretty excited about this. You've been excited about this thing the whole time.
Because it's so weird.
Well, I think
love weird crap.
I think you like the contradiction of being able to have it in your collection, but
I
still
do.
like living this professional life you have. You can kind of like have. It's your chance to kind of be like, I can break the rules once in a while. I can
None
make
of her
that
students
party.
know she's
I
on
can
this podcast.
still party. Yeah.
That's the thing. None of her students know she's on this podcast.
That's
Right.
for the best.
Yeah. But it's I just think it's fun.
I think it's fun too.
I don't think I'll ever own it, but I it interests me, and that sword looks like it's straight out of The Last Night, even the proportions of it.
It looks like you can use that sword as an ice pick.
Yeah,
Something I just want to say
it's the
before
basic instinct.
I throw away, and you guys put me in toy person forever. But her hands are super weird. Like, can I get a hand to show?
Whoa.
Like, can you see how claw-like her hands are?
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Kind of skeleton looking, yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like it's really weird because she has this, like, sexualized, sexy woman body, and then she has monster hands.
Well, it's not her hands you're looking at.
Well, it's what I look at. It's the hands.
When that figure's on the shelf, it's not her hands you're looking at.
Like, she has hands. Okay.
Well,
All right.
I'm going to display her in car mode then. Just so you
Lucas.
can't see me.
All right. So I got the entirety of Wave 3 of Earthrise. Got myself a Trailbreaker. Got myself a Fast Track.
You got yourself a
myself,
Scorponok?
I do have a Scorponok too.
Ooh,
So yeah, and then I just feel like that I have so many toys that like I keep having boxes that show up. Like I got the Ironhide and Prowl today, so it's like I just my Earthrise collection is really coming along here.
You're rising to the occasion.
Oh, I got the French Megatron, I guess too. Yeah.
Well, so you got a bunch of stuff. What's the highlight?
That he spent money.
Yeah. I really like this Trailbreaker quite a bit. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's like kind of a hard figure to do right. And I mean, I don't know. I like it. I know, Anna, you hate these the door panels behind the arms or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I do.
For the hoist, they're great. But for the Trailbreaker, they should have remolded them so there's like a hinge so you can fold them up.
that would have been nice. But, it's a $20 figure. So, hey, it's like this Ironhide guy where they didn't bother remolding the feet. So then he has like the back of the van mode is like this weird Cybertronian blast off thing. But
No one's looking at the back of the van.
that
One's
is
looking
true.
At the back of the van.
That's what I was kind of telling Anna earlier today is like, if that's my one nitpick, like you're never displaying the back of the van,
So we should put Nicey's extra hands in the back of the van because you guys say no one looks at her hands.
There you go.
Boom.
So
Karma. So do you foresee a Mystery Machine Ironhide mold in our crossover
that'd
future?
be fun.
Ooh. No, because that's Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers is DC. So can't do a crossover. Shut it down.
Having fun.
Shut that down right now.
Well, someone get Charlie Hasbro on the phone.
Well, and we're already
we need to get
getting
an A-team. An A-team Ironhide. There's already a black Ironhide in Diaclone.
Yeah.
You need an A-team Ironhide.
I would take it.
If there's a Mr. T He-Man figure coming out, there's no reason Hasbro shouldn't say, "All right, Mattel, we'll one-up you. We've got an A-team van that transforms." And Ironhide already kind of has a mohawk anyway.
Yep.
So all you need to do is make like a gold chain type thing, you know.
That's true.
And his name would be like Pity, or Pity to Fultron or something.
Fultron.
So what about I mean, you glazed over a lot of stuff there, Lucas.
I know.
People might have questions about some of the because you got how'd you get the Wave 3 Deluxes so quick?
They're just from Target, like that sale. There was like a buy one get one half off sale, like when they went up for pre-order, and mine fulfilled. So I know some other people have had their stuff back ordered and whatnot. But
yeah, mine's back ordered.
I didn't order any.
What? Impossible.
So,
well, so you're kind of lucking out. You're getting all the new stuff, like just order. You're not doing anything fancy. You're just ordering the stuff, and here it comes. You're living that dream.
Right. I have not had to have anything crazy happen. The Netflix figures all got canceled on me from Walmart, but I'm sure that I'll be able to find those. But yeah. So the Sunstreaker is, I mean, obviously there's some differences between the painted surfaces and the unpainted surfaces. It's not horrible in hand. It like looks worse on camera than it does in hand. But
I mean, Rick, that's a common problem with yellow, right?
It depends on what yellow you use and the transparency in it.
Yeah.
So if you're starting off with like a clear base and painting it, if you're trying to mold something in yellow, it's a problem. If you're molding something in a certain color and then you paint it yellow, it looks good. But then that's a huge deco hit that you're taking.
It's like an underbase situation. Cool. Well,
I also like Universe 2.0 for Sunstreaker. I just wanted to say that. Zaldrin said that.
Yeah, you're.
I don't really like
seeing
that
the
mold.
comments before me.
I respond very quickly to comments. I care about our fans, unlike you guys.
Well, I
don't know the Combiner Wars. So the Unite Warriors Sunstreaker might be my favorite one. I don't know. Like I like that. I mean, I really like this one though. Like this is a really cool figure overall.
Yeah, but you're only playing with that for the robot mode. You're not getting that for the vehicle mode.
Right.
I mean, let's be honest here. You know.
Right.
Affirmative. Well, I guess I'm gonna close us out.
Bring us home.
Anyone want to guess?
Better be good.
Anyone want to guess?
Poop.
It's poop. It's not quite poop, but I have what I feel to be a pretty significant piece. I think one of the first times I was ever on Ouch My Wallet with Rob, I brought in a IGA Soundwave, which means it was from Mexico, and this is a significant piece to me. This is IGA Skywarp, the Mexican Skywarp. Can anyone tell me what is the major tell on this right now to let you know immediately it is not it's not your grandma's G1 Skywarp?
Hang on. It's the cockpit.
It might the canopy. It might be the canopy.
Canopy. It's a different color.
Nobody knows what the nose knows. It's purple and it's made of hard plastic. It's not rubber. Although it still has that weird dollop on the front of it, which is annoying, which I thought was a plastic only, rubber only thing. So the reason a lot of people don't remember, or a lot of people remember that they're like, oh yeah, the nose cone's purple on my G1 Skywarp, because in the catalogs, the early prototypes they showed all had the purple nose cone, and actually the missiles were purple too. But the missiles are black with this one. So it's really the nose cone that's cool, and I think the canopy, it is bright orange, which I think is not. I don't think that's normal for the first 3 jets. And another thing is the wheels on all the IJ Seekers are plastic, not metal. So the landing gear is all black plastic, and so are the wheels.
That is a nice piece.
Yeah,
I'm a little jealous. That's a nice piece.
It was. I mean, I know some Skywarp collectors. I remember Amber. I think I brought this one up to her, and I was like, if you're really a Skywarp collector, you got to get the IGA Skywarp because it has a purple nose cone. And I've told that to so many people, and they're just like, they don't care that I saw one come up for what I thought was decently reasonable. It was definitely an OOF, but it wasn't like OOF. I saw it on Facebook, and I was like, "You're selling it? You got it?" And in the condition it was in, he's like, "Yep." And I bought it. I had to ship a little bit more to get. He was in Mexico, but the fact that it was, in such great condition, I felt pretty good for getting it. I think it was $180 for this thing, which I've seen it go for $300.
That's a good price.
Yeah, it's like kind of right now. G1 rarities are not everybody's jumping on that because there's so much stuff coming up.
Hasbro just announced a Walmart reissue Skywarp with a purple nose cone.
No, they didn't.
Right now, instantly.
Right now.
Part of me is like,
it's
whoa.
classic too.
Paul's like, no, wait.
No,
did they?
Well, they could have because I was just like on the internet today when the gold lagoon stuff came, and I was like, huh, and I just casually went over there and checked it out and got my Star Screams, and then I was like, oh, maybe I'll get another one, and then I went back, I was like, sold out? Are you kidding? This shit's sold out? Like, this shit's still available from Japan. It has been for 3 years, and it's sold out in 5 seconds? What is happening?
Yeah, and it went on clearance at Big Bad as well. Like
no one actually wants this stuff. Why are you buying this? It's cool.
It's because the package variation, man.
So good.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I want it, the packaging variation.
Well, I also think there wasn't a ton of stock. I think this might have been like stuff in Japan that Takara couldn't sell. I was like, why don't you guys import it? And they just put the new box on it, which seems like a lot of work for a small amount of product, but whatever, they're gone. I guess.
No, it would have been a new run.
It would have, okay.
It would have been a new run.
Well, I think it is a new run because the photos of at least of the MP10, the clear plastic looks significantly different. It's purple in the photos. And in the real thing, it's clear in Japan. So, it also could be a photography trick, so who knows. Anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about. We went through 3 rounds of toys on this inaugural OOF My Wallet. Rick, Anna, and Lucas, thanks for joining me, and sorry for the initial hiccups, but I think we're in good shape. And just wanted to say we have a lot more we have more programs every week. We have TFYLP, our flagship show on Sundays, Microcaster, or it's Monday nights now, right?
Monday nights.
Yeah.
Monday nights at 8:30 Central. We have Microcasters on Tuesday on Facebook at 8:30 Central as well. And then OOF My Wallet on Wednesdays. Well, I'm not sure if it's going to be every Wednesday or every other Wednesday, or we might not stick to a solid schedule. And then Cut the Tape always airs on Fridays on the YouTube channel.
Unless it's Saturday.
Yeah,
Unless it's Shabbos, then
it's one of the two.
Right.
Friday or Saturday.
A Friday that might be a Saturday.
Yeah, you can also help support us on Patreon. We are at TFYLP. And I think we have tiers from $1 and up. And you'd have to check, though. I'm not going to... You can't quote me on that. So, just wanted to say thanks for tuning in. I think we had... Zaldron was there. Big Daddy Reviews. Catherine. Unicron's Hole, a new one from me. Anots 0407. And I think that's pretty much the team. If I missed you, I'm sorry, but thanks for listening and chatting. And I guess we're gonna sign off now. If I can find the right button. See ya.
Thanks for being here.